Absolutely nothing from Robinson, Hill, and Wilson. And Clark hasn't scored either.
Well, they've done it with their defense. They've done a good job getting in passing lanes and making the wrong guy shoot.
Alex O'Connell's in the game for Duke, and there's a dunk.
Listen, he came in that first half, made 3 threes. And he's like their third leading scorer on that team. So you'd like to see him get hot, because right now I don't know what's the problem with Robinson, why he cannot get decent looks.
Nice feed inside, big to big. And I'm with the crazy people behind me. There's a little 3 seconds last time.
Allen.
Your career that stands above all others, just being in the moment?
It was the 1995 ACC tournament. Randolph Childress. You think of all the brilliant players that came through the ACC. Players of the year, 4-time All-Americans, Nations League.
Playing the wing in this, or on the side of that 2-3, if you will. Just got caught looking at the ball instead of matching up to the shooter.
Pick and roll, extra pass, and Bull.
They get some looks. Absolutely. Terrific shots. There's that double high into a high-low. An excellent defense by Smaller. Nice kick out and good. Another look.
There you go. There's a 3. Duval. While for that 1 year before transferring out. His dad played at Mississippi State back in the late 90s. 2 years after they were in the Final Four. It was all SEC, averaging 17 a game.
Very impressive. What a loss to McDonald's one when they get another clean look. This guy can light it up. They need him. Get back
from the field.
And they just can't get back the necessary touches. Now they're just running those baseline bumps, see if they can lock low.
That's 7 points to Kansas. Leading by 7. Here's Bolden. Trent, floater.
Great hesitation by Gary.
Not been able to get Grayson Allen going. He has not scored since 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Here's their load up. So to shoot. Double box and high-low. Sosa doing a nice job. Homework early. Here it is again.
Duval. Where are you going? To Carter. And he finally makes a shot from the floor and gets fouled.
Okay, don't get it inside. Have Matthews hit a big shot. Yeah, but if you're Coach K, I think you're going to play the percentages and you're going to live with that.
Duval. Carter screens. Under 10 to play in the first half. 2-seed Duke, 7-seed Rhode Island. The winner will go to the Sweet 16 in Omaha. We have the shot clock down at 9. Trent, Duval, Duncan defends, and that mid-range will drop.
They just don't want to get the foul. They know this is going to be a defensive possession. Terrell may come right back in if they get the ball back.
Duval and Garrett. Matthews is on Trent. The Warriors. Duval, I'm open, let's try it. And he ties and buries the 3.
He's going to give you their best effort, so you're not surprised when you get into a tournament like this and you see somebody's best effort, because that's what you've had all year long.
I think when you play for Duke, for Carolina, for Kansas, Kentucky, especially these young players and these, McDonald's All-Americans, you grow up from boys to men because of that.
The Warriors. Good feet on top from Carter.
Colson will get the ball in the middle of that zone. He was fading to the side on that shot. If he'd gone straight up, I think that would have been a shot he would have made.
Carter can take that 3 and make it. Instead, he'll go underneath to Bagley. The big comeback win over Virginia Tech. How crazy was that game last night? Notre Dame down 21 in the second half and came back to win. Another nice feed from Duval. Went 1 and 4 when both of them were out. So, Jay, should Notre Dame be evaluated on their resume or what we think they are when they're healthy?
Both, because their resume is competitive with all the bubble teams, even if you just go off without giving them a break for Bonzie Colson being out. If you look at what Notre Dame is with Bonzie Colson, a double-double guy, where he was averaging over 10 points, over 10 rebounds a game through the first half of ACC play.
Bagley adjusts in mid. Marquette's in a battle right now in the Big East over in Manhattan. against Villanova, so a lot still to be decided in the next few days. Here's Allison Williams.
Mike Bray's trademark positivity coming through in that last timeout. He was laughing with his guys. He said, this is nothing.
With Mike Bray again stealing a minute or two with Colson and Gevin on the bench. And in fact, Gevin was getting ready to check back in. Burns knocked the shot down. Mike Bray sent Gevin back to the bench.
Yeah, it's a good shot there by Burns, but again, it's a 2 and a difficult 2 to make.
As a bubble team, I don't think anybody's had a more significant couple of weeks than the Miami Hurricanes. They've won 4 in a row by a total of 8 points, 2 1-point wins and 2 3-point wins.
And they're doing it without Bruce Brown, their best player, who's been out.
Marquise Bolden
some things up for Farrell. And it took him a while. The first one he hit was early in the first half.
The Irish should have missed 12 consecutive threes before that made. Duval down to Bagley. And there's not a whole lot you can do trying to guard. Are ready to roll here in Durham. And Javin DeLaurier getting the start for Duke tonight instead of Trevon Duval.
Duval has struggled over his last 3 games. DeLaurier gives Duke a little bit more size along the back line of that zone and a little bit more rebounding.
Duke a much bigger team, especially in the front court, than Carolina, and Wendell Carter Jr. strikes early.
Anytime the ball goes into the post in the zone, you have to be cognizant of 3-point shooters. So instead of going to the ball, you have to go to shooters. Once it's inside that 3-point line, the 2s aren't going to hurt you. The 3s are.
Step back jumper.
Duke's not had a good shot attempt for 4 minutes. Most of Duke's shots have been challenged 2s. Good fake.
Allen with a runner. Got it.
That is a deflating play for Duke to have a wide open shot, miss it, and give up an easy one on the other end. And North Carolina keeping that double-digit lead. They've got to go into Bagley. He's being guarded by Pinson.
They'll try here. Williams with the help. Not enough.
Thank you very much, Allison. Mike Eads throws the ball in the air. Jamie Lucky, Ron Gruber, the other officials, and Duke, dressed in white, control the tip. Same starting 5. It's now started all 22 games this year for 18-3 Duke. The 4 freshmen with Grayson Allen, the senior, the lone team captain. Marvin Bagley, the 3rd, averaging a double-double.
Won by Johnson.
Just a throwback off the switch, and Johnson had Wendell Carter on it.
Bolden slams it home.
And I think North Carolina in the second half has got to put the ball on the deck and drive by this Duke team.
Barry guarding Allen, a couple of seniors, a couple of kids from Florida. They've known each other a long time.
Who retired, who will retire this year after playing in China. Trent, 16-foot, straight up and down.
And whether it's man or zone, you have to communicate on shooters. And Kenny Williams has not been shooting the ball great in his last 5 games, but busted out a little bit with 15 against Pitt.
Grayson Allen with the answer at the other end.
Together, what are we going to do?
Pinson driving on Bolden, floater no, Bagley the rebound.
Pinson's got to go up stronger there. He's capable of going right through Marquise Bolden and finishing that play, or at least getting fouled.
Bolden with the left hand, and he's had an early
complete the play. That was a big-time answer by Theo Pinson.
Misses the free throw, and we're tied at 60.
I think Duke needs to drive the ball, get it into the paint. They've got an advantage in a foul situation. They can get to the free throw line.
Duval drives it, banks it home. The grad transfer from Pitt with the first bucket of the night.
North Carolina not as big, but still an excellent rebounding team because all 5 guys rebound.
Well, how about that split by Duval, and then he finds
season ago has struggled from the field this year. Josh Pastner's told us after an ankle injury in their second game against Bethune-Cookman, he really hasn't been able to recover his confidence. I believe his ankle is fine, but he's also been dealing with a bit of a knee injury right now, as we've seen. I just don't think that if he's not going to be good, I don't think this Duke team can be at its best. I think they're going to need him to be special as well. And, you know, we talk about that Michigan State game where Grayson went for 37. Duval had 17 points and 10 assists in that game. And now we see him attack the basket. So he's another.
Johnson threw it away.
You have to think that Duke is going to look inside here. Bagley still being guarded by Pinson. There's the cross screen, down screen action.
Pinson fronting him. Instead, it's Trent.
Play. And it has to be an encouraging sign from Coach K that the message is getting across that defense is going to be a must for this team to be successful.
This is the third straight road game for Duke. Lost to St. John's and Carolina, and right now playing the ball.
Robinson the miss.
I think Duke's got to push it here. I mean, I know they're trying to slow this down. Don't really want to get in the shootout, but I don't know why not. They've had nothing offensively.
Haven't scored a point since 9 minutes remained.